Now to a story we've been following for months. A 4-year-old boy was just days from dying, but through a series of amazing events, he was saved right here in St. Louis. The thing is, he isn't from St. Louis or even the United States. He lives in Liberia, thousands of miles away. He's back home now thanks to love, determination, and people who really wanted to make a difference.
I'm gonna miss you.
Sometimes there is some good in goodbye.
I've got my stomach's in knots right now.
After 4 months in St. Louis, 4-year-old Patrick Booker is going home.
Go home?
It's a 5,000-mile journey back to Liberia. But that doesn't seem so distant, considering how far he's come.
It's a happy time because he's going home healthy.
Can you give Brady a hug?
When Patrick arrived in St. Louis, he was fighting for his life.
It really was just a matter of time that he was going to pass away.
Back in his home village, thinking it was water, he accidentally drank a Drano-like substance. His esophagus was burned so badly he could no longer eat. Doctors in Liberia had done all they could do. On the other side of the world, Wentzville, Missouri's Corey Toll heard about Patrick's plight from his partner.
And he says, would you happen to have any contacts in the medical field?
Toll works for a company that does some mining business in Liberia.
These are both core samples.
Patrick's story had been featured in a local newspaper there. Toll purchased the airline tickets, made arrangements with the U.S. Embassy and St. Louis Children's Hospital, and 3 weeks later, Patrick and his grandmother were in St. Louis. They got here just in time.
Are you ready for this appointment?
Over the next 2 months, a feeding tube helped Patrick get strong enough for surgery.
Right in the middle.
Surgery that Dr. Brad Warner agreed to perform for free.
It touched me that someone really would die without doing something that I know how to do.
You're so brave.
The complicated operation would take 8 hours. Patrick's esophagus had to be removed and replaced with a section of colon. Have you done this a lot?
A handful of times over the past 19 years.
With a surgery like this, the only guarantee was that the waiting would be excruciating.
Today's the day. This is it.
But then, Dr. Warner emerged with the good news.
We're all done. He did perfect. Perfect. Couldn't be better.
Thank you.
Couldn't be better. Everything went just beautifully.
Thank you.
The only question now was, would the recovery go as well?
Okay, which cookie do you want, Patrick?
Nothing says comeback quite like a cookie. Less than 2 weeks after leaving the hospital, Patrick was leaving crumbs on his plate.
What do you think?
There's no reason to think that he can't have a normal life after this.
Christmas at the Toll House turned out to be even more meaningful than usual.
Oh, wow.
As if 3 boys weren't enough, Patrick and his grandmother are now part of the family.
We love him like our own son right now.
I can't imagine sending them back home. I don't really want to think about that day.
It took goodwill to bring Patrick here and great will to let him go back. He and his grandmother arrive with just the shirts on their backs, but go home with 4 suitcases stuffed with compassion.
Clothing, even food that we've packed in there.
The Toll family isn't sure when they'll all meet again,
We hope to go over there very soon, so all of us.
but until then, they know Patrick is going home healthy. And though they'll be separated by thousands of miles, from now on, he will always be close to their heart.
Absolute miracle. That's the best way I can sum it up.
Now, something amazing happened when Patrick got home. He's become a bit of a celebrity. This was the scene in Patrick's village when he got back to Liberia in Africa, a joyous celebration. Then, the owner of one of the private schools in Liberia, there is no public school system, wanted to meet Patrick and gave him 9 years of free schooling and uniforms. This is an unbelievable gift when you consider only 15% of children in Liberia can afford to go to school. And a reminder, if you know of a unique positive story or of an individual making a difference, let me know at mbush@ksdk.com.